This video is brought to you by our good friends at Ridge. Their incredible wallet. It's light, sleek, and industrial. Plus, it doesn't awkwardly bulge out of your back pocket because it goes into your front pocket. Now is the time for you to upgrade your wallet. I want you to check this out. Ridge wallets hold up to 12 cards, plus all the cash you need. There's over 30 colors and styles to choose from, including carbon fiber and burnt titanium. It is the best wallet you can buy, and you don't just have to take my word for it, because there's over 30,000 five-star reviews. I was skeptical at first, but once you try it, you'll never go back to your old wallet. And guys, there's no pressure. Test it out for 45 days. If you don't love it, send it back, get a full refund. When you decide to keep it, there's a lifetime warranty. Go to ridge.com/Chael and be sure to use the promo code Chael. That's going to get you 10% off with free worldwide shipping and returns. Or just click on the link below. Gilbert Burns, guys, he's playing a tough game. He's in a very interesting spot. If I asked you guys, do you like Gilbert Burns? You're going to say yes. It is almost impossible to find somebody that doesn't like Gilbert Burns. But if I was to follow up on the question and go, why? You probably shrug your shoulders and say, well, I just like him. He seems like a tough fighter. And you try to think of an answer on the spot. You try to think and talk your way through it. I just want to remind you why you like him. We all like him for the same reason, which is the year that he stayed more active than anybody else. The year when he was only fighting top guys, only fighting in main events, enters the 5-round clubs, keeps on getting his hand raised, takes fights on short notice, pushes through and makes it all the way to a world title fight. That's why we like him. All the while, he's trying to get grappling matches on the side. He's trying to fight this weekend and go get another competition over here because he believed that the greatest chance of success was going to be experience. And he put his body and he put everything on the line. He went and did it. But I want to remind you why you like him. Because he's in a weird spot. I do not believe you can beat Colby Covington and not get a title fight next. I also don't believe that you can beat Chimaev and not get a title fight next. I think anywhere that you do it. Now, most of you probably go, oh, Chael, that sounds right. However, you've got to be able to see a little bit into the future, right? The crystal ball. Let's say Gilbert Burns, who stays relatively quiet, who does not make very many demands, just expects that the right thing is going to happen to him. Let's just say that. Let's say Gilbert goes out there and does what Gilbert does, which is he goes out there and dominates the fight. He goes out there and shocks the world. He stops the takedown or he gets down, he scrambles back to his feet, he turns this into a mess, it opens everybody's eyes up. Do you think Gilbert's going to get a title shot? And right now you might say yes. But history says the opposite will happen. History says if Gilbert goes out there and runs over Chimaev, the next day the headline is not El Nino to fight for the strap. The headline will be, told ya, Chimaev was a media sensation. Those 4 guys that Chimaev wrecked are unranked and don't matter. And all Gilbert did was show the world that that was a hype train. That's what's going to happen to him. It's not right. It's not fair. And if Gilbert knows this going in, Gilbert will be able to start steering the narrative. And my fear is that Gilbert is once again going to do what Gilbert does, which is take a really hard fight that nobody else had the balls to do. Gilbert's going to set an example for the locker room. He's going to put the organization above himself. He's going to do everything right. And the very next day, he's going to wake up and he's not going to be told what a great job he did. The topic will still be on the opponent. It'll be the negative victory dance that they're all going to do on the grave of Chimaev, leaving Gilbert out of it. It's a tough game. So what can Gilbert do? How can Gilbert change that? How can Gilbert, between now and Jacksonville on April 9th, if he is to get the victory, get the bounce from that victory? And that's what Gilbert needs to be asking himself. And Gilbert may even need to call that out. I was in a very similar spot, and I knew that this was going to happen. I fought Anderson Silva. I told everybody before that fight I'm going to beat him. I told everybody that would listen to that fight, I said, guys, it's not even going to be close. This is not going to be back and forth. I am going to smash him for every second that we're out there. I thought I was ahead of it. And I even told the media, I said, guys, when this is done, he's ranked #1 in the world, pound for pound, and he's the champion. I will be the champion. We will not be close, and you guys will not rank me #1. You won't do it. You don't like me. No one can stop me. And you're going to try to get even with me by putting my name down arbitrarily, not in the #1 spot. And I thought by calling them out, I was going to get there. Now, sure enough, it went exactly like I said. It was not a close contest. It was a one-sided beating, and I was swinging the hammer. And instantly, Anderson got ahead of me. And he put out a story that he was hurt. His rib hurt, and they ran with it. No, I got no ranking. Nobody told me good job. Absolutely nothing happened. Anderson was hurt. Okay, he won. He beat me. I thought I was ready for everything, but he beat me. What if Chimaev does that same thing? What if Gilbert goes out there and does Gilbert? Which means he's going to hit you hard. Means he's going to go hard the entire time. Means he's going to scramble through every position. What if Gilbert goes out there and does Gilbert? And in what should be a glorious moment that just recognized him as the next title challenger, which is what anybody else would demand and would get had they beat Chimaev. What if they do that and then Chimaev comes out and says, my rib was hurt? Are people going to say, we don't care? We didn't know that going in, and the deal going into this was the winner gets to fight for the belt. We're going to honor that. Or are they going to go, well, takes away from Gilbert. Get back in line, kid. And I can't wait to see what Chimaev does next when his rib's better. I'm just saying, it's not fair. Happens all the time. It's a tough spot that Gilbert's in. I want Gilbert Burns to start getting rewarded for the example he sets for the locker room, for his willingness to compete, for his ability to step up on any amount of notice against any opponent as long as it brings him closer to his dream. Gilbert's doing all of those things. Gilbert does everything right. But there's one piece missing. I would never want to tell you guys not to be nice. But if you are nice in this business at all times, you will get taken advantage of. Gilbert's only reward for being willing to do things that nobody else is willing to do is that he's going to get called the next time they need somebody willing to do something nobody else would do. Got to be careful there. Got to make sure he gets ahead of these things. He should be calling this a #1 contenders match. Does not matter if his opponent slips on a banana peel. Whoever gets their hand raised fights for the belt. He's got to glue that in. He's got to hammer that home because I do feel that that's true for Chimaev. I know we were told it was going to be four fights, 15, 16 months for Chimaev. I don't believe that that deal is still in place, not to mention if Chimaev runs over Burns. It's a very different fight. If they go tit for tat, it's back and forth, and you look around, you don't know who won, your opinion could be very different. If one of these guys goes out and dominates the other, and I think that is going to happen, I think one of these guys is going to impose their will. And whoever wins the first round is going to win the next two as well. That's what I think. But it should still be a situation where we don't just reflect after the fight. There's certain terms that we have to come to before the fight, such as, this is the #1 contenders bout. So you got all your Chimaev haters and naysayers out there can all zip it and shove it up their ass. Well, he's only had 3 fights at this weight class, and 2 of them were unranked guys. That's going to be an argument, or we can stop it. We can stop it as long as we determine what's on the line ahead of time. If it's good for Chimaev, it's got to be good for the opponent. It just does. It doesn't matter who the opponent is. Doesn't matter, well, Burns already got his opportunity, so, maybe it's not the same. Look, that's not the way this works. Fighting is a poker hand where all chips are in at all times. Whatever you bring is on the line. Very unique to this sport. It's not true in football. If you win a Super Bowl in football, your next game, the Super Bowl's not on the line. Your next game after that, that's not a title match. It's not true in the Olympics. If you win an Olympic gold medal and then you go have a competition in the sport, your gold medal is not on the line. It is true in fighting. Whatever you've got is up for grabs. And if Chimaev gets a world title fight with a victory, Burns deserves one too.